Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Being dynamic is attractive to women. Being dynamic, what do I mean by dynamic? It's not about your physical appearance, and it's not about your drip. It's not even about your looks, your money, or your status. Now we know some people think that's the thing, but it's about your personality. What kind of personality do you have? Now, let's be real. Some people are more introverted. Some people are more laid back. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But even in that, you can still be dynamic. What type of personality do you have? What type of energy? It's about that energy, you know? Do you carry yourself in a strong way? Even if you quiet, you can still carry yourself in such a way that women look at them and say, what's up? It's that mysterious energy. If you look at somebody that a woman would call mysterious, there's still something about them that's dynamic. They'll give off a vibe. Like women will constantly say, it's the vibe you give off. It's how you move or something, how your body moves. You know, are you moving just, you know, your arms just hanging to the side and, you know, you looking boring or everything, how you stand? Or do you got some vitality and even in your gestures or something like that? That's dynamic. And then especially if you're extroverted, are you that type, like if you speaking in front of a crowd, you really holding their attention, but you're not just, you know, talking in a straight monotone and everything and, you know, basically coming off as boring. That's that dynamism. And I'm gonna get more into what that really does for a woman in the next one. But let's just say they find it attractive. Now, see, here's a problem. Here's a problem with many men. There's too many men thinking, oh, you just have to look a certain way. Or you just have to, you know, have some money. Or you gotta have some status. No. I give it to the guys who focus on like the game and everything, you know. You gotta, you know, they'll say, you know, they at least like, look, you got those social skills, and that's one of the places that being dynamic will show itself. And even with body game, what have I always said? That's the foundation. You still gotta have a conversation. You still gotta talk, and even in your body, you're still how you move. Do you move with vitality and everything? See, understand what dynamic really represents to a woman. It represents that masculine energy. Masculine energy, in a word, is active. Feminine energy, in a word, is inactive. The ultimate feminine is just sitting there chilling. So that man who's active, who's moving around, who's moving with some vigor, just in his movements, that's dynamic. But then there's the personality, because, okay, people talk about the looks, the money, the status. Okay, those things ain't stagnant. If money, you take out some money or something, take out a dollar bill, you drop it on the floor, you step on it, does it move? Does it wiggle away? No, it stays there. You know, there's nothing dynamic about money. It's just there. Status, it's just there. Even looks, like you get a lot of guys get caught up and they think, well, you gotta have a look or something. Okay, then a woman a look, but are you dynamic? Because what do I always say? I say consistently, women will look at a man and say he was all right until he opened his mouth. The look is just the bait. Then they'll say he looked good. Indeed, many women will look at a man and say, oh yeah, he looked good, but not have any interest. These smash or pass videos, they showed it plainly. Plenty of women, plenty of young girls will go through the line and say, you cute, but pass. You cute, but pass. That's because it's a passive quality. They looking at the personality. What does his face read? You know, is he giving off that energy, particularly a masculine? Is he dynamic? You know, or does he, you know, his personality, like the main place is just the man's plain personality. Forget like, you know, all the other stuff. Is his personality like just dull and just there? Like we've been on like dull. Indeed, I remember there was a guy, he was a nice guy. He was a nice guy, and he would look like what people would call, like a lot of these guys would call a Chad. That dude was a legit 6'2", you know, great shape, He was a personal trainer, in fact. Blonde hair, you know. And I remember I set up a young lady friend of mine. I set them up to go on a date and everything, and she just wasn't interested. She was very pretty herself, and I'm like, oh, okay, what's up? She just said, you know, he was just, you know. But when you have that dynamic thing to your personality, it actually makes a big difference. Indeed, some people might even call it game, but it's just who the person is. It's just who the person is. And like I said, I'll get into in the next video. I'll get into how is it really affecting a woman. But they look for that. Understand something. Women just don't look just for, like, they'll look for money, but not just money. They'll look for the physical features, face, body, height, and all of that, but not just for that. You know? You gotta have, you know, it's like a car. You know, you can have that nice car and everything, but you still gotta wash that car. And that car still gotta have gas in it. It still gotta operate, you know? You still gotta have a software. You know, what good is it you have a smartphone, but you don't have the software in it? Or a laptop or something. What good is it? You still gotta have the software. The dynamic nature is the software. You know, everything else, like like I say, even with body game, you know, it depends on how you work it. I constantly say you still gotta work it. That's just the draw. That's the vehicle. What is the driver? The dynamic personality is a driver. Something dynamic about your personality. Like, you can have it. Even when you talk about money and status, okay, how are you spending that money? You get some people who got plenty of money on paper, but then they live frugally. They live frugally. They don't do anything with that money. They don't show any, they not showing like their lifestyle to be dynamic. So they, you know, they can have it. They can say, oh yeah, I got this much in my account, but you know, even for gold diggers, they like, you still got to be dynamic. It's the driver. It's the energy. It's very attractive to women, because understand something with women. And like I said, in the next episode, I'm going to get even deeper into it. But on a basic level, yes, they choose a man based on how sexually attractive they find him. And they basically choosing him with their womb. But they also have the emotions. You have to be, is something about your personality affecting a woman's emotions. See, men, we, in general, much to our detriment, we're just looking at the woman's body, her physicality. Women, at their basic level, looking at the physicality and how the man makes them feel emotionally, how you affect it. That's why many women will go for a bad boy. The bad boy is playing at her emotions, her heart, like a violin. You know, that's why you will get some women, they will get with, you know, they'll meet a guy and, you know, he's a good guy, apple pie type of guy. But, you know, he doesn't like really, he keeps their emotions calm, you know, and he's steady and everything. And, you know, they'll go for that. But then they go crazy over that guy who's putting them through some changes. They going crazy for that guy who will fuss with them at the drop of a hat. They going crazy for him. They going crazy because he's affecting their emotions. Being dynamic actually affects a woman's emotions. Indeed, if you're an average looking person, but you can affect their emotions, you have a choice. You have a chance of even affecting how they see you physically. Indeed, I've always said, as long as you're decent physically, but you have a dynamic personality, that can overcome whatever. You know, if you ain't that most muscular person, or especially if you ain't 6 feet, but you got a dynamic personality, women gonna be like, oh wait, hold up. You know, it makes a big difference. Very powerful. All right. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll get back with y'all tomorrow with that other part about, you know, how that dynamic personality really affects women. All right. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.